So now I am opening the cadence tool with the help of, if this blue icon is showing here, means the cadence server in the college is on. If any authentication is coming, you just cancel it. Right clicking. What is the command to open cadence tool in the terminal? Virtuoso space and. I don't want this overrow window, I'm closing it. I want CDS log. I already connected this design. So I'm opening the design directly. So I taken the NMOS, taken the PMOS from GPDK 180 library. Using the wires, I connected, and using these are all VIN, VBIAS, VDD, ground. These
Pins.
are all input pins, and this
And
Vout
we
is
have
the
output
output
pins.
pin. So once I have properly connected, and please don't forget to complete the substrate connection also. The substrate of PMOS has to be connected to VDD. The substrate of NMOS has to be connected to ground. So once all this done, I'll check and save. So to create symbol for this, create cell view. From cell view will automatically creates you the symbol. So as I already created, I will open the symbol also. So this is the schematic. CS amplifier schematic is this symbol. I am double clicking on that. So this is the symbol. So I'll create a symbol such a way that which almost replicates my schematic. As a V in is bottom and V bias is up for the left side of your schematic. So same way I'll follow in the symbol also, so that there is no confusion later. I'll try to replicate my schematic in the symbol. So once you create the symbol, I have to check right. So I created one more editor window. So I'm opening the schematic there. So I don't want this now, I'm closing it. So in this new window, I taken the symbol of my CS amplifier from user defined library, that is USN. Under USN, the symbol of this is there, CS amplifier is there. So from that I selected this, and from analog libraries I selected VBIAS, sorry, VDC. So from analog libraries I selected VDC. What are the settings of this? To properly operate, so this VDC is connected to the VBIAS, right? VBIAS is connected to the PMOS. So to properly saturate the PMOS, I need to apply 550 millivolts. So DC voltage is 550 millivolts, that's enough. Okay. And sinusoidal source. So DC voltage is 600 millivolts to properly bias the NMOS, and AC signal applied is this setting. AC magnitude will be helpful for AC analysis. If this is not given, you won't get any AC analysis of your amplifier. And amplitude of your sinusoidal signal is 1 millivolts. So can somebody respond, if amplitude is 1 millivolts, then how much is the peak value of the sinusoidal signal, and how much is the peak to peak value of the sinusoidal signal? If amplitude is 1 millivolts, and how much is the peak value of the sinusoidal signal? The peak
The
value of
peak
your
to peak is 2 millivolt.
Yeah, the peak to peak is 2 millivolts and the peak value
And
or
divided by
amplitude both
root
are
2.
same. No root 2
Yes,
error.
divide.
Both are same. The amplitude of the sinusoidal signal or the peak value both were same. What I'm saying is,
It is telling RMS values.
yeah, that is RMS, yeah. So if this is sinusoidal, so this is Vm, that is amplitude of your sinusoidal or peak value of your sinusoidal. Peak to peak means from here to here, V peak to peak, which is equal to 2 Vm, right? I think you got the clarity. So the root mean square value of the sinusoidal is Vm by root 2. So that's different. Anyhow, we don't need that. So and the frequency of the sinusoidal signal is 1 kilohertz. So the time period is 1 millisecond, right? Time period of one cycle is 1 millisecond. So these two are your sinusoidal settings. So these two here are for your AC analysis and to properly operate your NMOS transistor in saturation region. So and anyhow, this is also VDC. So 1.8 volts we will put. Now I'll go for to check whether my design is proper or not. So I'll go for simulation with the help of ADEL tool. So already I created some session. So I'm loading that session. So transient analysis. So as I given 1 millisecond as the time period of my sinusoidal, I want to check the output for minimum 5 cycles. So that's why I'm giving here 5 milliseconds. So moderate, click OK. So DC analysis. Only thing is component parameter. If you select the component, I am selecting the sinusoidal source. Sinusoidal source voltage I want to vary. So if you select, so we need to select the top DC, VDC, click OK. Automatically here V0 will come. So starting value is 0. I'll check till 2.5. So that's why 2.5 here I mentioned. So as you know, when you are giving in the analysis, you don't need to mention the units. You simply need to mention the values. So on AC analysis, we'll select AC analysis here. For AC analysis means frequency response of your amplifier you want to vary, right? So sweep variable will be frequency. So we will check from 10 Hz to 1 gigahertz. So we'll select the sweep type is logarithmic. Points per decade is 20. So like this, we'll select all the three analyses. So anyhow, you know output variable how to select output to be plotted. Select on the design. We'll go and select particular design wires, right? So V in and V out wires you will select automatically. So you see here net 4 is the input. If I select the input here, you see net 4 is highlighting. Or else if you want to see the settings of this, again press Q. So after closing ADL, I can come back here and I'll show you that what is that net is. So we can clearly see. So V bias. So that is net 3. Here it is highlighting. So V in is net 4. So I don't want this net 3. Once after giving proper analysis and outputs, I will run. So please pay attention here to check the outputs properly. So this is the transient analysis. I'm just maximizing it. So the proper visibility of the waveform, I'm changing the style. solid. Input is in blue color. So if you want to check the magnitude of the output, so this is output, right? You just see red in color is output. Put the cursor wherever you want to verify, put the cursor there and press A from the keyboard. So automatically one point is put it there. So again, put a point where you want to measure. So if I want to measure peak to peak value, I can measure the two peaks, right? One is at positive peak and one is at negative peak. So I put the cursor at the negative peak and press B in the keyboard. So that will give you the peak to peak value of this sinusoidal waveform. Just see that is the dy, right? Dy is 55.60 millivolts. So what is the input peak to peak value? So if you want to measure, as it is looking like very small, that you can, with the help of this split current strip, with the help of this you can split the both the windows and you just measure. So this is the blue line is input, right? I'm putting A there, putting B here. You just see here the input is 1.9 millivolts, means almost 2 millivolts. So only there's a small parallax error will be there. So almost 2 millivolts is the input. You got 56 millivolts as the output. It means what is the gain offered by your amplifier? Almost 28 you are getting the gain, right? We actually designed the amplifier for 30 to give the gain. So practically it is showing 28 is the gain of your amplifier. So, and one more thing, you just see here, the input is here starting here. If you see the difference between the input and output, you can clearly observe there will be a 180 degrees phase shift is there between the input and output. So means, so this circuit is proper. And DC response, with the help of DC response, we will measure DC operating points. So we'll see, I will tell you how to measure those. This is the DC response of your common source amplifier. And AC response, so this is the output. So this is the input. You just see here, input is 1 volt. That is AC magnitude we given, right? 1 volt. And the output you are getting 28 volts. Means almost you are getting 28 gain, right? 1 volt if you apply, you are getting at the output 28. So from the AC response, you can also know the the bandwidth of your amplifier, right? So if for this graph, if I want to know the bandwidth, I need to do the calculations by the help of my calculator. 28 by root 2, how much value is coming there, I need to go and I need to measure the bandwidth. So because as this tool is there, in order to calculate manually anything, tool itself will give all. So to see the AC response, the y-axis in terms of dB, if you want, we need to do the procedure like this. Results, direct plot, AC dB by 20, right? And select whichever all you want. So dB scale automatically will give you. So as you know, input you will get log 1 value 0. So input you will get 0. So this is your input, right? Because 20 log 1 value is 0 only. So we just see here the dB, the output in dB. The output in dB you can observe here also. Here also, the output in dB is 29 dB you are getting. So if you move, you see here A, 29 dB, move to the point where 29 minus 3 dB, that is 26.1, right? So 26.1. So here you want a vertical cursor. I'm pressing V from the keyboard so that you'll get vertical cursor shown here. So this is 29 dB. I'm going to 26.1. So almost the bandwidth of your common source amplifier is, as lower cutoff frequency is not there, so the bandwidth we will consider as a higher cutoff frequency only. So 575 megahertz is the bandwidth of your common source amplifier. So the gain you are getting almost 28. So by seeing this, we can say that whatever the design circuit is proper. And as I told you, we need to measure the DC values. So for that to measure, we'll go for result, print, DC operating points. We just select. Decent read or decent edit, anything is fine. Last edit and a new tab, click OK. So if you click on the particular transistor, the values related to this VGS, VDS, threshold voltage, what are all the parameters related to this NMOS will be shown. So NM0, right? NM0 is NMOS. So these are all the parameters regards to the NMOS. So in that, what we want is in which region it is operating, what is GM and what is R on resistance. So you just please see the GM is 1.51652 milli. Please remember this value, 1.51 milli is the GM of NMOS, transconductance of the NMOS. And we want R1 is the drain resistance, 6.5 kilo ohm is the drain resistance of NMOS. And region, which region this transistor is operating. So you just see here region 2 the NMOS to be a work as an amplifier, it need to be in the saturation. So region 2 means saturation. Same way for PMOS. So PM0, PMOS. What I want, this is not acts as any amplifier. This need to be operated as an active load. It need to be operated in the saturation. And the resistance offered by PMOS is more. So you just see here, around resistance is 11.4K. And region is also 2. It is operating in the saturation region, so that you'll get a good resistance. And these two only need enough for verify the PMOS. But for your more understanding, so PMOS generally have the transconductance is lesser. So usually in amplifier applications, PMOS is less considered. So that also to be explained. So we just see here how much is the GM of the PMOS. It's almost 201 micro. Previously you got 1.5 milli for NMOS, right? So GM is very less for the PMOS. That's why PMOS is less preferred for amplifier applications. So these are all the analysis in your understanding. And one more important point, the W/L ratio of Just observe here, the WL ratio of NMOS is 10 micro and PMOS is 1 micro, because this NMOS has to amplify. So whichever the transistor is amplifying, the transistor WL ratio has to be very, very high. Very, very high. So that's all. These are all the things to be known regarding the common source amplifier. Anybody have any doubts?
No, sir.